Good morning. It is July 21st, 2020, and as promised, we're going to go over my meals for the last few days. Actually, we're going to cover today just a few, but ultimately in this series, we're going to cover June 17th through July 17th. So we'll go through about July 19th. So June 17th through July 19th, and we will take a look at the videos. Now, note what you're looking at here is my Excel sheet for the weigh-ins. Now, notice what I did. First of all, I recommend weighing once a week, not once a day. And one of the things I'm illustrating here is the advantage of weighing once a week. Look at June 17th to June 24th. I'm at 229.2 on the day of the weigh-in, which I've moved to Wednesday, by the way. June 24th, I'm down to 217.8. Again, going back to strict OMAD, like I've told some of you in PMs who've been asking me about meal tracking, that this is. So you look at the drop there. Now, first of all, why was I up in weight? Most of you remember I got down around 185. The reason of increasing is I set a goal going back last year to increase my bench press, increase my squat, increase my standing curl, and overhead press. And I have been on a strength regimen that involved about 4 BCAAs, branched chain amino acids, per day, and together with a higher protein regimen, about 0.7 per pound of body weight, with about 3,900 calories. So I got up to about 231 at my heaviest recently, purposely. My pants still fit, 34-inch waist, snugly, but getting closer to that 35-ish range. And I decided I've done this long enough. So I put on, quite a bit of weight, a lot of strength, a lot of energy. I really had a lot of energy. And I was only supplementing with my normal mushrooms, mushroom drops, and then B12, D3, and the BCAAs. So my goal was to gain and to kick muscle building into high gear. However, as with all good things, it's time to come to a close. So I've decided I'm going to drop back down to Wonderland, but I'm retaining the strength since the drop here. So you can see the progress I've made. First week, look at that big drop, and I highlighted in red the times that I'm weighing, the days that I'm counting as a weigh day, which I've tried to be as accurate with as possible. But I recorded in the spreadsheet. Now you'll notice that there are times when the weight is higher. I might gain weight one day. I might notice that the scale's higher. And if I were like some of you, I would say, oh, it's not working. Oh, it's not working. Better reach out to Joe. My one meal a day is not working. Well, as you can see, it is. The longer you do it, the longer you're consistent with it, you'll be able to see that it works. So the final weigh-in is 205.4 pounds on July 19th, which is where we are gonna cut this off at. And in the next video in this series will be the rest of what I ate. So what we're going to do is we're going to do two things. We're going to start with MyFitnessPal, and we're going to track calories, because I have people that are very polarized on how they choose to proceed. So they either want to count calories very strictly to keep their mind involved in the process of tracking, because they're just techno nerds like that and really enjoy doing it that way, or they like to not think about it and do the one plate rule. And in between that, it is sometimes difficult for people to realize to go between both systems of thought. I'm going to do it both ways. The first few meals I have in here, I've not done any tracking, and then the last I have done tracking with just by using the one plate rule, and that'll be on the next series of videos. I'll do more on the one plate rule. So let's get started. The first meal is none other than Fuddruckers 1-pounder. I got a medium rare 1-pound burger with 2 packets of ketchup, pickles, tomatoes, and onions, and of course the ketchup, for a total of 1,387 calories. That's as best as I can track this. But and then what you see in the little cup there is a what was it? A diet root beer, I think. So that is day one. Day two is nicely tenderized and rarely cooked steak. When I do my steak, my friends, I like it rare. I want to taste a little bit of blood. I want to take my mind away back to the days of hunter-gathering and chasing a big bison or big woolly mammoth off a ravine with the help of my strong hunter-gatherers comrades, and and that's that. And if you don't like it, I'm terribly sorry, but that's the way I think. The plate there, you will notice apples coated with a little bit of white table sugar. The point of sugar, those are Fuji apples. They're really sweet, but I wanted a little more sweet. So 3 apples, that's about, let's say 1,100 calories for the whole thing. If you look at the meat and the apples, about 1,200 maybe. But I have a thing for apples, and if I get a batch of apples and they're not sweet enough, I just sprinkle them with about a tablespoon of regular white sugar, or if I don't have that, brown sugar, and that makes them taste extra sweet, and I enjoy taking it down. The pectin and all the good nutrients that you get in an apple, which keep you satiated, by the way, are a really good way to go. Next is, I think this is a Salisbury steak with spiral mac and cheese, about I guess 400 calories or so, and then of course more apples, and then walnuts, and then honey roasted cashews, I believe. Got a little coffee with my mushroom extract in the bronze looking thermos there, and then the Diet DP for later. Next is the Mexican Fiesta style Hungry Man dinner. What you see in those little cups are more honey roasted cashews, I believe, and B12 gummies, and I think D3 gummies, and you can't see it in there, but there are some of the BCAAs I added. Now, sometimes I forget and I don't show the full picture of what I'm eating. Sometimes I might add something else in, but I did calorie track this. So let's look at the MyFitnessPal calorie track. By the way, you can go to MyFitnessPal and you can select for one meal by going to the settings tab, and you can blot out the descriptions for, and if you don't put anything in the box, it won't show them. So I put OMAD 11:30 to 14:30, which is my new meal time, which I've been strongly holding to. So this is 1/8 cup sugar, 0.2, which is 155 calories. By the way, if you do want to track, you certainly can. And it makes it very easy, because once in MyFitnessPal, if you put your foods in there, you can just click recents and it will put them back in there for you. You don't have to go searching for them each particular time. Hungry Man Mexican style dinner, that's, what is that, 990 calories? Planter, cashews, garlic. I think I did put an apple cider vinegar in there. But of course I'm not going to put that here because there's no point. It doesn't count as calories. What I was trying to do here was use up some sausage and some eggs, because I'm about to move. So 3 more apples sliced with the table sugar, and then field peas, sausage, wheat bread, and eggs, and almonds and cashews. And here we go again. This is all broken down, 1,235 calories. You'll notice I'm a little over on sodium and sugar. Not that I care. Here's a tip for those of you with high blood pressure. If you limit your sodium to no more than 1,700 milligrams per day, or if you're really severely high blood pressure, 1,200 per day, your blood pressure is going to drop. It's going to drop pretty fast, and you're going to love your life. Here is peanut butter crackers, 3 more apples, and then I just ground up some hamburger meat, fried it with some cheese, and I think I chopped up a jalapeno in there. And there is apple cider vinegar in the cup, as I recall. This puts me at 1,284 calories, and simple enough. And then again, see, I'm trying to use up all this hamburger meat because I'm about to move, and those of you know that moving cold stuff is not the most fun that you can really have. For those of you who love hot stuff, most people don't know you can just chop up serranos or habanero, whatever pepper you prefer, and just fry it with the hamburger meat, and it fries right in, and it cooks it so that it's not too hot. You guys know I love super hot, so I can handle stuff that's pretty much inhuman. But if you don't like it, you just cook it longer, or put it in a little bit of oil and cook it on the side, and you will find that it cooks out most of the heat. You'll be able to manage just fine. More apples with blueberries. And what do we have here? More honey roasted cashews, and we have 1,285 calories. Strawberries, chips, yellowfin tuna, almonds, and honey roasted cashews with raisins. So this is now tuna is very high in protein, and what you can't see here is the BCAA. But I'm not terribly worried about it because this is a cut down period. However, what you might not know on things like this is if you keep your food to where you put it in categories, what you really love that is not good for you versus what you're neutral about versus what is really good for you, you're going to find that you can play games with your food in a way that is really cool. And that's a great way to slice it. 4th of July meal, here it is. This is good times here. I just have a bowl of table sugar with blueberries and apples, 3 of them. I have that soft and chewy 100-calorie Kirkland bar for who the hell knows what. And then a nice pork rib sandwich from Kroger at 500 calories, if I remember right. And what does this put me at? This puts me at 1,208 calories. I think I had a couple of Dorito chips as well. Pretty easy to manage. Now my goal here, I'm in the new house, so I'm not cooking things very often. I'm not, because I'm trying to keep things simple. And as a result, I'm going to go out to eat for a couple of days. I'm going to do other things. But that brings this video to a close, and we will start again next time with the next week.